All right, you ready?
Yeah, man. You kicked this one off, dude. It's episode 7.
Oh, man, that's crazy. What's up, guys? Welcome to our podcast. Me and Ryan, we host the show. Nah, can't do it. That's not it.
Shit, man. All right, episode 7. Here we go.
Okay.
So today we're talking about...
No, let me do it.
Okay, got it.
All right, what's up, guys? We're back. Episode 7. Me and Ryan Williams. I'm Kota, and this is our podcast, Mapping It Out. And today we are going to be talking about personal branding and how important it is.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I think because everybody's heard of it, but it's one of those things. I think people get just so confused about it because they don't really know like what it is, how to build it, how to apply it. Like, it's just kind of a confusing topic, really. But it's real simple. Like your personal brand is just your reputation, right? But it's your online reputation. So your personal brand is how you're perceived by others, right? And that's your friends, your family, people that are close to you. That's forever just been called a reputation, you know, since this dawn of time.
Yeah,
it's always
right.
been reputation, you know?
Yeah,
like Corey the caveman over there, like, oh yeah, well, you know, he beats sheep over the head and he always has food to eat. Like, there's a reputation as a hunter provider. Like, okay, that's not his personal brand, you know what I mean? Not caveman DMing each other. But it's just a digital version of your reputation, how people receive you, like what you're known for, things like that. And I think it is super useful, man. Like any reputation, it's one of the most important things you can have, you know. And a personal brand once you build it, is really versatile, and you can put it towards anything you want to build in the future. You can pull it out of things, you can lend it to things, even like Shaq, for instance, right?
Yeah.
His personal brand is so huge. He'll just like literally do licensing deals of his personal brand, Shaq shoes, Shaq, you know, food, Shaq, whatever, because his personal brand is so huge. Mm-hmm. But I think people overcomplicate it. It's just simply your reputation, how people perceive you.
Because it's funny, like when I think about it, I think of personal brand is who I am as a person, but also like my business too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like mixing them together. Because I know like with you have a great personal brand, right? People know who you are. That's great. But I don't think you really crazy mix it with industry. You know what I mean? People might be like, oh, you own Industry Threadworks, or in that way, it's not like you always just talk about industry or other things that you're doing, you know?
Well, it's like, as an entrepreneur, your personal brand is just naturally, inherently intertwined with your business. You spend so much time on it. It's a creative process and endeavor. Like, it just becomes you. It becomes an extension of you. So I think there's no way to really pull it apart. And honestly, it makes it easier to build a business nowadays. Like it's actually really difficult to build an authentic, quality business that the consumer trusts without somebody's personal brand being attached to it. It's almost like a seal of approval or authenticity. Like, okay, I'm not just some, you know, shady internet company buying some crap from China, and then what am I going to get? I don't know. If somebody who you can verify is behind that, like some face, some personality, some character that you can look up, like, okay, this guy has, you know, this many followers on Instagram or Facebook, or they're a real person, and you can see they've been consistent with what they're putting out over years and years. And you have trust in that brand, so it makes it a lot easier to buy from them. So we're just scaling up these, you know, entrepreneurship endeavors. I think it's so much easier to do that if you have a personal brand driving it. I mean, it's not, you know, 100% necessary, but man, it sure does make it a lot easier.
Because newspapers, right? When you would see an ad on it, you're like, oh, that's just a piece of paper. It might have their logo and be like, oh, like whatever, that's how it is. Fast forward all the way now until today, like video is huge because you get to, like you said, see the character, who they are. You get to see like their tone. Are they aggressive? Are they more laid back? It's like, oh, are you going to work well with that person? And you can see all, like, it's one big ad. So it's like having that content and the video in place where it's not just a picture of them. They could be any like smile or whatever, but it's like the video really shows who they are and their personal brand right away. So having content is huge for personal brand. And that's why my business is that.
Dude, exactly.
Helping people that way.
Exactly. And that's why most of the clients that we get for industry honestly come from me, just talking about stuff, talking about entrepreneurship, trying to help people and solve problems. And then if it turns out that what they need is a good fit for what we offer, awesome. Now we can do work together. But that's not my, like, the intent of me focusing on my personal brand is not that. I generally want to just go out and help people solve problems. Like, I enjoy that. I like solving problems. You know, I like fixing things, especially when we can really have, like, we can drive real impact on people's businesses and people's lives and help them, you know, sidestep the years it took me of, you know, screwing up, falling all these fucking potholes. And now we can come in and be like, okay, cool. We know how to get there. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do that. And try these key things. And now you can move your way forward. But I think, like, for me, my personal brand has become that because that's what I do. And that's what I've been doing for years. So when people see me doing stuff like this, they're like, oh yeah, well, it's not just coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
Like, first day on the internet. You know what I mean? Like,
who the fuck is
right,
that?
Fuck this guy. He's full of shit.
Why do they have a podcast?
Yeah. But yeah, doing it for years, man, I think it's just the natural evolution of it. And then you can have products or services attached to it. And it gives you so much more versatility, you know?
I think it's right now with like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, people, that's their whole business is their personal brand.
Oh yeah.
They don't bring value to anybody.
Isn't that crazy?
It's just their billboard.
Yeah. Instagram influencer. You used to have quotations around it now. It's a real thing now.
Oh no, what do you do? I'm an influencer.
Yeah. Okay. You're like, okay, that's
all right,
legit.
Cool. So
like,
you get
career.
people coming to you. Can you post a picture because you have 50 million followers? And we'll pay you to do that.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's your living.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. All you do is take photos and have a shit ton of people follow you. You don't know how to teach, or you don't have anything that you sell or anything like that, but we'll still pay you.
Just a professional influencer.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's some people's main way to make money.
Well, that's what I mean though. Like, I feel like we're just now starting to figure out like how to actually use the internet. You know what I mean? And social media has only been around for, you know, a snap of fingers. So for us to like, it's the Wild West. Everything is wide open. So these things that used to be like, you know, Instagram model now, like, oh, whatever, poo-poo. Now, like, dude, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's legit. There are plenty of girls making way more money than me just doing Instagram modeling stuff, dude. It's legit as fuck now. It's crazy.
It's insane. That's why, like, sometimes I look and I'm like, how do I do that?
Right.
but to me,
you gotta have booty. That's more booty, less clothes. That's what you gotta do.
It's true.
It's an equation. It's math.
But to me, I look at it and getting to that point, I don't care like having millions of followers. That's not it. I feel like, to me, my biggest thing is to help other people and bring as much value as I can. I think that's what's addicting for me about work is building my brand, personal development with myself, how to bring more value to people and getting paid for that. I don't care how many people know who I am. It's just knowing the right people that want to work with me that I can help, you know? So it's like, I don't know if I could just be that person that like posts something on Instagram and get paid shit ton for. I would want more value to bring, like, you know, compared to like, oh, it'd be nice. It'd be really nice to have a side project, like Kota posted. But to me, it's like, I feel like I need more out of it, you know? Yeah.
Well, I think that's why you and I get along so well, and especially like on the podcast too, is because we both see the world the same way in that, you know, like that's what I'm trying to do as well. So the two of us doing it together, I think works. I think we're doing that.
Powerhouse.
You know, yeah, fucking shaking.
Early shaking. I wanted to talk to you with that, but something I look up to you for is I love how people come to you for advice on business, and especially like apparel, right? Like this last weekend, you talked in front of people explaining about marketing, all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So how do you get to that point with a personal brand of people networking and contacting me and say, hey, like, can you come talk to our team? Can you come talk to this event or anything like that? Like, how do you get to that point?
Make a lot of mistakes. That's really what it is, dude.
Right.
Like, all the experience I have is because I was screwing up so many things, and I just, you know, didn't screw up the same thing twice. And so over time, you just end up with an experience, like a whole portfolio of mistakes and lessons learned. And then because that's so valuable to everybody else, because most businesses are very similar, That's, you know, you're running a completely different business, but you're running the same problems that I've experienced. So it's just being able to have, you know, pull in the back pocket and be like, oh, here's another one of these. This problem, this is the solution that we applied before. You know, see how it works. 90% fit. Change it till it's dialed, and now you've got a solution that, you know, might have taken me like a year and a half to figure out, but now we've got it a pretty packaged solution that you can solve in like a day and a half or a week and a half. So it really just accelerates the learning curve on all this stuff. So you don't have to make like the same mistakes, which I think is an interesting time in the internet. Because when I was first starting entrepreneurship in like 2007, I mean, YouTube was around, but the level of content on YouTube was not what it is. You know what I mean? You couldn't find like what you can find now. It just didn't exist.
Everything's on YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
Everything.
Now. Yeah.
It's crazy.
We're on YouTube.
Subscribe.
Yeah. But I think, dude, this is just the way it is. This is the way things are going to be in the future. And a personal brand is going to be a huge part of that. If you want it to be. I mean, there's plenty of people that do, you know, massive stuff and are really well connected and do big shit that don't have personal brands, that aren't well known at all, but they still have a reputation. You know, everybody that knows them, that does business with them, they have a personal brand. It's just on a more like subsurface level. It's just known to the people that it's just a reputation, you know. But I think I look at it like a personal brand is really just on social media an amplification of what you're doing in real life, you know. So the more people you want to get involved in that's called a personal brand. If it's just you and your relationships with other people, that's called a reputation. But it's basically the same thing. It's just whether it's amplified or not.
If you had to start over, how would you redo your personal brand?
It's a good question. I never really thought about that. I think, honestly, I don't know if I'd change much because I like being open and honest, and that's always how I've been. So for me, I don't know any other way to be. So the way that I am now is very much like the exact same way I was, you know, 15 years ago starting it. It just, I don't know. People, it's so hard to remember lies and bullshit. And like, who did I tell this? Who did I tell this to? What is it? It's like, just fuck that, dude. Just be open and honest and just do the right thing. And then you never have to lie about it. You don't have to worry about anything. And it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah. I think there's all these like influencers and stuff out there that you hear about, and they're like this personality on their in front of their followers. Yeah. Then, you know, some people that meet them and they're like friends with them, like that's not who they are. Yeah. Like that's a front. Like that's just to get clout. That's just what they do. Yeah. You know,
and that's like, a lot of people are like that. It's super common.
I think being very authentic to yourself is easier. Will it take longer maybe because you're not like crazy standing out, but you're being completely authentic where people can really like, oh, this guy's like the real shit. Like he knows what he's doing. And I just appreciate how real he is. Might not go as fast as like dyeing your hair a certain color, wearing like crazy face tattoos or whatever. And
but if that's you, then go for it. You know, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
But I think some people get caught up. It's like it's a competition of personal brands. Like, how can I make it go faster? When in reality, then you're kind of like balancing like yourself and like the fakeness of just people, like followers and money and
dude, especially like Gen Z and the people who are used to social media, basically spend a lot of time on it, can sniff out inauthenticity. Yeah. Like, I mean, you can't hide from it. You know, I think it's just so much easier just to be yourself. If yourself is super crazy and outlandish and wild hair, like, dude, awesome. That's great. That's part of your reputation, your personal brand. Go ahead and do it, but don't do things. I don't think it's sustainable to pretend to do those things if it's not really you, because you're going to be found out because you can't hide on the internet anymore. Like it's just too close with Instagram stories and TikTok and like it's too much work to fake that shit at scale. So I think what we're going to see is the reduction of inauthenticity and just more and more authentic, because it's just unsustainable to be fake that long. You just can't fucking do it. You're going to get found out eventually and end up on like Baller Busters. You seen that Instagram account?
No.
Dude, it's hilarious. You got to check it out.
I'll have to follow it.
They basically just, find people who are doing like the shady shit. They're like, oh, I'm a internet marketer. They're like renting Lamborghinis and then posing all shit. Like, oh, DM me for Forex, secrets or whatever. Like shady shit. But they call them out. It's pretty interesting account, man.
I was talking to my girlfriend, and she's like, people out here are just like investigators. People online, like they're just so crazy about like finding people who are fake. And be like, and busting them. Like, no, here's the proof, and they'll make a video about it.
People love that stuff, dude.
And they attack you, and then your personal brand's gone,
right?
Because everyone knows now. It's like you were fake, you were not real, you weren't authentic, and
nobody's perfect. So if you're pretending to be perfect, dude, bullshit. Like nobody's gonna believe it. You're not fooling anybody.
That was the reason for this podcast. Is to show that, like, making money and figuring out business, but it's like, it's not perfect.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many questions I have, so many questions. You've been in business for a long time that you have that you still try to figure out.
Oh, yeah. I don't have all the answers. And even the answers that I do have are not necessarily right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is just kind of my experience and my roadmap and the things that I've learned along the way. But, dude, talking to other people, like, dude, there's way better ways to do shit than I've done it. Yeah. I'm constantly learning and trying to learn because I want to get better. I want to accelerate my learning curve. I want to get better faster, get richer, do more shit, buy more Lambos.
Try to get fucking rich. But I think that's how me and you relate to is, I was talking to Quentin, and he said, I was telling him, like, the reason I work really hard and I really want a lot of money is to share it with the people around me.
Yeah.
The very tight-knit group, my family, like, so they're okay. That's why I do it, But,
and that's totally okay. But people get lost. Oh, I can't say I want money. I can't say I want this. Like, who the fuck doesn't want money? Like, even if you want to, if your goal is to give it away, like, I just want to have impact. I just want to help people. Like, guess what? You can help a shitload more people if you're fucking rich.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, it's so true.
Yeah, giving away $1 million is way more impactful than giving away $5.
No, exactly.
So like, no matter what you want to do, money is just an amplifier, right? So if you're already a dick, money is just going to make you an insufferable, huge dick, which, that's, you're just be miserable. Nobody wants to be around you. Or maybe they are around you, but it's inauthentic and they're just around you for what they can get out of it. They're not really your friend, So is that success? Are you happy with that? Like, no, it's shitty. It's miserable. But if you're just a real person and you're authentic, like, money's an amplifier for it. If you want to do good and go give it away, dude, you can really help a lot of people by giving away $1 million. But you have to fucking make it first.
Yeah. Yeah. How important is it to keep your personal brand and working with other brands that want to collab with you?
I think it has, as long as it aligns, right, then it makes sense. But it has to authentically align. And this is why, like, you'll see some brands, like, I think Tim Ferriss does a really good job with this. So everything that he promotes and all the sponsors that he has on his podcast and his personal brand is stuff that he uses in real life. And he would have already used it anyway. You know what I mean? He's just like, oh, it's a good partnership. So he gets paid to do it, but it's also really good stuff. It's aligned with his personal brand. But you also see the Instagram influencers are like with a booty pic and like some like supplement. They're like, dude, that's not how you got that ass. You're totally full of shit. Totally full of crap. So I think it has to be believable to your audience, and that comes from alignment. Mm-hmm. It has to be something you're comfortable with too, man. Like, you don't want to do shit that just goes against your like authenticity.
Yeah. What I appreciate is like people who rep brands before they even get like sponsored by them. Like Wiz Khalifa, the rapper, his was always like Chuck Taylor's, like always wore Chuck. People made fun of him growing up, like in high school in Pittsburgh and all that
Chuck's
shit.
Dope, man.
But then he got sponsored by Converse. And then it's just like, there you go.
See?
Post Malone, everyone talks shit about Bud Light. That's all he drinks. Bud Light. They sponsored him. So it's like, and then he now makes sponsored posts by these people that come.
Great alignment, right?
Exactly.
That's the ideal.
But like how you said, like people that are like a fat ass posting pictures and it's just like, here, drink this shake or this water. It's like, what? Like,
come on, post a picture of plastic surgeon.
They'll pay you for that. Yeah, definitely, right? They get a percentage of that.
Yeah. But it all comes down to authenticity, dude. Like, if it's the world's changing, dude. You can't bullshit people anymore. And people that try, you might succeed for a little while, some, fancy marketing stuff, but you just gotta be you. And that's what I love about it too. There's room in the world for everybody and every personality and every little thing. And the more authentic you are, like people resonate with that. And the more authentic you are, now if you get big enough, you're approached by brand deals with people who know who you are, that you can authentically represent and be like, cool, this is me. I love this, right? Like Slayer's not paying me to wear this shirt, but I love it. I've put Slayer on every one of my fucking cars for the last, 10 years.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know, I think it's rad. I align with that band, and just the hardcore mentality of it. But yeah, they're not paying me. I mean, it'd be rad if they did.
We'll tag them.
Yeah, tag it.
Hey, check it out. This is another thing too. That's why I wear my gear a lot. So because people do stop by.
Yeah.
Kota Films. Is your name Kota? Yeah. Do you film stuff? Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. I need help with filming stuff.
Yeah.
Dope. I get paid to wear this. So it's like, it's kind of cool,
Well, it's also why I love apparel, because like you can say so much. I mean, you got to wear something.
Yeah.
But most people don't wear like random blank shirts, Amazon Basics, you get them for like $5 or something. Like that's great. If you just need sustenance, like I just need a piece of cloth to cover myself for appropriateness in public. Like, okay, man, that's awesome. Like Amazon Basics for life. You and Mark Zuckerberg are gonna have a great time, like looking bland as fuck for your whole life. But for the rest of us, we want shit that represents us and our values and what we believe and what we're aligned with. And as an entrepreneur, dude, fully like rep your own brand, because you have to, because it is so aligned with you. It is a part of you. Like you're creating it from scratch. You're willing this thing into existence in the world, giving birth to it. Like, dude, you should be proud of that. You should rep it.
I was at getting lunch one day with one of my friends, and I was paying, and I just, it scared the shit out of me. Kota! I turn around, I'm like, hey, sir, I don't know who the fuck this guy was. He's like, Kota Films, you film stuff? I'm like, yeah. He's like, I'm a TikToker. And he was a TikToker. Like, he had a big following. So
really?
I actually got him as a client that I'm
no
working
way.
with. Yeah. So
yeah, see, hoodie paid for itself, bro.
Done. So it's just funny, like, how it's like, yeah, dude, you just gotta be comfortable. I think some people, they feel, I remember getting my first thing, my first hoodie and shirt, and I wore it out, and I was like, it's kind of uncomfortable. Like, people are going to judge me, like, oh, Kota Films, or go on my Instagram real quick and be like, oh, this guy, whatever, he's not good at what he does. Whatever.
New things are always uncomfortable.
But then it's just like, no, it's like, I like my brand. I love my brand. It's who I am. If you don't like it,
it's totally fine too.
It's cool.
Yeah. And there's plenty of people who don't like me, and that's totally fine. Sometimes they have valid reasons. I'm kind of an asshole sometimes. Like, that's just the way it is, I'm like, I think a pretty nice, fair person, but that's just my perspective. And I, over 44 years, I know there's been a lot of people that have not had that perspective of me. I'm like, totally fine. And some of them are right.
Yeah.
That's okay. But they're going to come on and be like, oh, Ryan's a dick. Ryan's this and that. Like, okay, well, what did I do? Like, oh, well, you did this. Like, okay, well, why did I do that? Well, because I did this. Oh, I get it. So you're only mad that I'm a bigger asshole than you are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's a battle of the assholes, this is like, I get into this all the time with like Disney, we're driving and shit. I'm like, I'm a nice person. Like, I don't cut people off, but I drive aggressively. But if somebody cuts me off, or somebody like, there's a point where like, oh, okay, it's very clear you're trying to be an asshole. I will win the battle of who's going to be a fucking bigger asshole every time. Every day of the week, I'm going to win that battle. And these people don't understand, dude. They're like, oh, I'm just going to be a dick and there's no repercussions. Like, no.
I promise.
No. Yeah. There were going to be some fucking repercussions. You're not going to like it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm very patient. Like, it takes a lot to push me. But I promise, if you come at me first the wrong way, nah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm falling through on that side.
You get Will Smith on him?
Dude, Will Smith. Maybe that's another. That's personal brand. We could talk about that.
That's a good point. Yeah. So to lock this in on a date here, we've got March 29th or something.
March 30th.
March 30th is when we're recording this, and Chris Rock made a joke about Will Smith's wife Jada, and Will Smith just walked up and slapped the shit out of him on the Grammy or Emmys or whatever it was. So that was interesting. I mean, I could see both sides of that, But is it on point with his personal brand? I don't know, man. It's kind of off brand, I think.
I think it's off brand. I think the older Will Smith he's always been kind of. I read his book, his autobiography. Great book. Explains a lot about who Will Smith is.
Oh, okay.
So I think the older he gets, that's Will. He's a little on the crazier side.
Yeah.
But like, there's always two sides to it. I don't think it was the right response. I think it was a very bad message to show people, especially the younger generation.
Well, he was laughing about it when he first heard it.
That's the only person that showed Jada and Will, and he was laughing. Yeah. She was not.
Yeah.
Then 10 seconds later, he goes and smacks him. And it's like, and then it's just like not how someone says something stupid doesn't mean you get to go smack them. Right. Like you're like the A-list celebrity of Hollywood, but still, like, dude, a lot of people are like, dude, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, that was. I mean, and for what he said too, for what Chris Rock said, that was on brand for you. As a comedian, it's going to be a little bit volatile. If you're sitting in the front row in that, it's like going to see a SeaWorld show and sitting in the front row and expecting not to get wet.
Yeah, dude.
You're getting pissed at Shamu and you get fucking beamed with some waves.
Slap the shit out of Shamu.
Yeah, dude, right? I'm like, you got to expect. But it comes back to personal brand, like. People are going to be on brand. That's their whole thing. Is if you get to that point, that position where you're hosting the Grammys or Emmys or whatever the fuck it was, like you got to that point because you have a personal brand and people are expecting you to be on brand when you're up there. And he was. And I think it was a little bit off brand, personally, of Will to get so upset over something that was like, I mean, he didn't say anything bad. He said, I'm looking forward to G.I. Jane 2 coming out. Like, okay, I get it. He's battling alopecia, whatever, but also too, like she looks badass, and G.I. Jane, Demi Moore look hot as fuck in there, and also badass. I'm like, that's not really a dig, and even if it is, it's not a big enough dig where you need to go up there and
go in front of the whole academy and slap him.
Yeah,
the host. Chris Rock composed himself so well, bro.
I was impressed.
I was like, damn,
yeah,
that was good.
Took it like a champ, dude. Yeah, that was awesome.
I love if we could all go back and say, hey. Like Dwayne Johnson, can you host and say the same exact joke to see what Will Smith would have done?
He'd be like, oh, good one, bro.
That was actually great. That was funny. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, we'll talk about this later.
Yeah. But it's just, personal brand. It's always, that's a huge thing too, is you have to watch out with people around you.
Yeah.
Like everyone has cameras in their phone and everyone will film you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Especially like the bigger you get, the more well known you are. You don't have like a private life. Like people just start filming you wherever you go.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's why I'm like, every time something happens, like something I might have not made like a best decision, it could have been better. I always look down and be like, oh shit, I'm wearing my stuff. So make sure like you're being the best you are. I like to think I'm a great person. Carrying and all that.
I think you're a great person too.
I appreciate it. That's right. But it's really important when people see me, if they see my name, they're like, whoa, I just saw what he just did and that's not cool.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like really important. Like, oh no, carry yourself so people see it. And
it's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they are intertwined, man. Like you're building a business that is you, like even my business, like now it's, mainly other people that run it. It's still me. And if I go out and do something stupid, it's going to reflect back on the business. And it's a double-edged sword, right? So like with the personal brand, you can grow something with that, but also too, you can wreck something with it as well. Like if you do get caught for doing like shady shit or some stuff that people don't like, or it's off brand or inauthentic, like, dude, you can totally burn down everything that you've built. Yeah. That's why I think just be authentic so much easier. Then you don't have to worry about that shit.
Yeah.
When people are like, oh, imagine if my brand was built on being like Mr. Rogers, then all of a sudden somebody found out I'm a dick. They're like, oh my God. Oh, fuck. What? You're not Mr. Rogers? Oh my God. My personal brand would be all shot to shit. Because I'm already like, if I say something that's mean to somebody back, I'm defending like whatever, they're like, yeah, well, you were a dick to Ryan and he was a dick to you back. Like, what did you expect? You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I think Motley Crue had a great quote on this one time. I think it was actually in their book, The Dirt. But like, dude, yeah, we can get, we can pass out in a dumpster with heroin and hookers and our brand is fine. But if we ever got caught drinking a glass of milk, we'd be done.
That's so true.
But if Mr. Rogers got caught with hookers and heroin in a dumpster, you're like, bro, what are you doing?
They expect nothing less from Motley Crue.
Yeah,
like,
right. But it is what it is. I mean, they write songs about that. Kickstart My Heart was when
great song.
He literally had to get, his heart kickstarted. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's just goes to show you, man, if you're authentic, like, dude, you can survive hookers and heroin at a dumpster. You know what I mean?
People will support you.
Right? And you're like, yeah. Yeah, go Motley Crue. It really just comes down to just be authentic and do what you think is right, and you can build anything you want. Those are the two main things. And if you deviate from that, it can get sketchy.
Yeah, 100%. Damn, personal brand's huge.
Yeah, it's only getting bigger, dude. Like this is the way of commerce these days. Like people want to buy from people they know, like, and trust, and like a faceless corporation right now is like the worst thing you could be. Mm-hmm. So it's actually a great asset to be a small company now, like with a face and a personal brand that you can build off of. It's a huge asset because people want to support that.
And you have to remember, like, it doesn't mean you have to do it alone. You can hire someone to do it for you, like create your personal brand.
Think so?
I think so. In that way, not saying like, I mean content wise.
Oh, content,
how to show yourself. You know, I think some people are like, I want to get out there, but I don't know how to.
Yeah.
And it's like, they feel weird just filming themselves, but it's like being authentic.
So you can help them amplify what they already have. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense, man. Because like,
not saying like, oh, this is who you are, Ryan.
Right.
I'm going to write your life for you. Totally. It's like, not that. It's more just like, who are you? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's show these people who you are. You might not know how to show it the best, but I can help you with that. And it's like, oh, damn. Okay, cool.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're not creating it, but you're helping amplify what is already under the surface and bring it out and expand it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, man. That's kind of what we're doing here.
Yep.
Is just like expansion of personal brand and thoughts. And this is the whole reason we started this, because you were filming some stuff that I was talking about, and we just had great conversations off camera.
Yeah, it was all behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We just filmed this.
We're like, dude, we should just film this. Like, it's great info. Yeah. But dude, it comes down to, just don't overthink it. Just be authentic and just go do shit. And it's going to take time, man. Like for me, it's, 15 years, and, other people do it a lot better, a lot sooner. But for me, like, this is just kind of like where I ended up with this.
Definitely. All right, man.
All right. Closing out.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me about personal brand? Because I don't know. I'm trying to build my personal brand.
You're doing it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also too, how old are you now? 29?
27 in July.
Oh, 26, bro. Dude. Yeah. I was living paycheck to paycheck and didn't have my shit together until I was like 37. That was when I sold that one company that actually like helped me buy the Lambo and progressed to different stuff. But dude, it was like literally 10 years from where you are now before I even close to got my shit together. So you were by far on a better trajectory than I am, for sure.
I feel like I don't give myself like, I feel like I'm so much older than I am in that aspect. I'm like, I'm way behind, dude. But I think that's just like play on social media, where it's like I see other people, they have what I want. That's a whole different topic, where it's like they have what I want. I know they're depressed though, because like I don't know what they do, like renting, all this kind of shit. But it's just like, I think just seeing it on social media all the time, like I want to be there. That's what I want. I want that. I want that. I want that. It's like I have to take a step back. It's like you'll get it. No matter what, you're going to get that. It just takes time.
Yeah. There's a little quote like, comparison is the thief of joy. And it's so true, man. But also Ed Milet has a great way to look at it that I've found to be really useful. He calls it a blissful dissatisfaction, where like you're aggressive with your goals and you want big shit and you want it like now and you're working towards it, but also taking the time to recognize that you have done good and you should be proud of where you are in the moment, not satisfied with it, like you're going to rest on your laurels, but acknowledging like, okay, I'm proud of myself to get this far, but I'm also going to be aggressive with going for more. You know? So he calls it blissful dissatisfaction. I think that's a good way to put it.
Ed?
Yeah.
Am I like?
Yeah.
They're smart motherfuckers.
I know, right?
Ed, Andy, all those guys.
I know, dude. It's great. That's why I like learning from them.
Yeah. I need to join that.
You should.
I need to join. Which one would you have I almost said prescribe. Well, what do you recommend?
Which group? Well, they're all different flavors, man. Like, I personally really enjoy Arete because it's very aggressive. Like, it matches my mindset and the things that I want and the way I want to live my life. It matches it very well. There's a whole bunch of other ones though, but for me, I think that's, the one I most align with.
Cool. I need to do that. I've been thinking about that lately. I'm like, okay.
Try
I just
it,
need
bro.
to be around people.
Just do it.
And growing.
Yeah, sign up for it. And if a couple months you don't like it, just cancel it. It's real easy. All right, we wrapping it up.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'll wrap it up.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, guys. I appreciate you guys listening. If you guys want to check us out on YouTube, subscribe, like, share in this video. We have a lot more content coming out and a lot in the library. So go check those out. There'll be a little tab up here with a clickable link to the last video that we shot. And that was about Ryan buying a Lamborghini and the real topic of how you actually get a Lamborghini. And it's not that expensive. So it's a good one to go
And
through.
how do you fit it into your personal brand?
Exactly.
Yep.
That's huge. Is that a write-off? I don't know.
Maybe. Depends who you ask.
All right. Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.